Hi, my name is Camaria Hines, and today we are going to be talking about planning and creating formative assessments for the humanities. So, when we're planning formative assessments, obviously we want to focus on a content area, a unit, and then we want to break that unit down into standards. So, for the content area for this presentation, we're going to be talking about middle school ELA 6 through 8. The unit focus will be examining theme and the author's craft in literary text. And then these standards are based on the Tennessee standards for middle grades. So RLKID 2, RLCS.4, and then RLKID 1. And then these can obviously be broken down just a little bit more specifically depending on your grade level. So our first standard that we're going to be talking about is determining theme. Students will be able to pinpoint a theme and describe how it emerges throughout the narrative. Standard number 2 will be examining the author's word choice. Why do authors use certain words and not others? And standard number 3, making use of textual support. So can we cite textual evidence and use it to support our answers? So with standard number 1, obviously our first question would be identify the text's main idea. Question number 2, we want to be able to analyze which incidents or specific things support the development of this theme. Question number 3, we want to be able to evaluate how does this text theme evolve or deepen from start to finish. So some misconceptions that we may see from students are they think that the topic is the same thing as the theme. So if the topic is about friendship, they will say that the theme is friendship, but the theme obviously goes a little bit deeper. Is friendship a positive thing to have in an adolescent's life? Things like that could really focus on the theme. And so some remediation would be guided practice, guided notes with feedback, a presentation or anchor charts that talk about theme and how we can discover it. For standard number 2, we're going to be talking about word choice and tone. So which word describes the tone of this message? Which words or phrases contribute most to the tone? And then how would the tone change if the author replaced a key word? So how does the tone change based on the author's word choice? Some misconceptions that students may face are students may label the tone using emotions of the characters in the story rather than the author's attitude or the thing that the author wants you to pick up. So some things that we could do are list a word list of tone, think alouds, and side by side sentence comparisons. Like during a presentation, we could split the screen and do a side by side comparison. For standard number 3, we're talking about textual evidence. So why is this happening to our main character? Describe how you know that this is the answer, and then is this the best proof that is available? So can you pull textual evidence and tell me why this supports your answer? So some misconceptions that students may face, they may just write down kind of lengthy quotations without providing context. They may kind of do this just to fill up space on the paper. And we want to make sure that they are able to pull textual evidence and explain why. So when we're providing feedback, we can do quick things like exit tickets, think, pair, share, quick writes, check for understanding questions in between lessons during one unit. All of these things can be kind of quickly handed to a teacher when their students are walking outside the door. You can quickly go over data and analyze like, hey, this group of students is really catching on, or this group of students is really struggling, and this can kind of modify the lessons based on whether or not you want to continue with the lesson or if you want to stop and do some reteaching. So during a digital formative assessment, for an example, question 1 is multiple choice, identify the theme of the passage. Question 2 could be either multiple select, so select more than one answer, or you can make it into like a part A, part B question. And then question number 3 could be a short response, explain your answer. Let's get some writing on the paper. And then some accommodations could be text to speech and language translations like I'm doing in this presentation, and sentence starters. And in a digital format, feedback can be immediate, data driven, and detailed with tips for improvement. It can be very, very quick, especially with the help of technology. And yeah, this is my references for this presentation, and thank you for watching.